Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome back to Fate Stay Night. In the last episode, we had the fight with Assassin, which was exciting. We also had... Ooh, what else happened? We started training with Saber. That's like the other big thing. And Sakura is no longer staying here. But I think the big thing is the training with Saber, aka us getting beat to a pulp, and obviously the fight with Assassin. So let's go ahead and just jump right back into it, see what the aftermath of that training is, I suppose. Hold on. Not history. I don't need to go in history this early, jeez. I wanted to go to status. One thing I didn't look at is, I think Saber probably had a new update to her. Did she not have a new update to her Noble Phantasm? No, it doesn't look like it. Because, I mean, that was kind of already there, right? Yeah, right there. Wait, what? Huh. That's really interesting. And damage is constant. Okay. I would not have guessed that. Let's jump into it. Well, talking has cooled me down, so let's continue with the training. Oh my goodness, dude. You are something else. I'm skipping school, so I should acquaint my body with fighting as much as time allows.
Saber, 始めよう。休憩はもういいよ。
You are insane.
そうなのですか？見たところ、体の熱は下がったようですが、痛みの方はまだ収まっていないでしょう。
構わないよ、そんなの。ただの内身なんだから、多少の痛みは我慢する。
Yeah, drawing from
今の俺
Saber.
はほっとけば治るんだから。
Yeah, if you draw Saber's energy, maybe.
しかし、それで悪化しては鍛錬の意味がない。もうしばらくは様子を見るべきだと思いますが。
いいからいいから。遠坂が帰ってくるまでにやっときたいんだ。あいつにはこんな姿見せられないだろ。
I guess that'd be a bit embarrassing, but...
わかりました。確かにいずれ敵となる凛にシロウの腕前を知られるのはよくありませんね。
Or lack thereof.
多少無茶とは思いますが、そういうことでしたらペースを上げていきましょう。
Saber picks up the Shinai. And then, a strange sound echoes through the dojo. What the heck was that?
Saber?
I think that was Saber's stomach. That did not sound like a stomach. It sounded like an old arcade machine sound effect. What?
空腹のようです。鍛錬に夢中で気がつきませんでした。
I believe I'm hungry. Now, I am hungry. I think I'm hungry.
ああ、うん、そういえばもう昼か。
No wonder her stomach has started growling. I'm not that hungry yet, but if Saber's hungry, let's have lunch. It'll be good if my body heals in that time as well.
いや、ちょうどいいし昼にしよう。ささっと材料買ってくるから、セイバーは今で休んでいてくれ。
Aren't you not supposed to go in public?
シロウ、外出するなら私も付き添いますが。
Good idea.
大丈夫、すぐ近くの商店街だ。真っ昼間から襲いかかってくるやつはいないし、セイバーがいたら逆に目立つよ。
There's no one who would attack me. Psych. There are plenty of people who would attack you. Oh my goodness. I like Shirou, but he is reckless. And he makes some dumb decisions. Have they killed him yet? Well, technically yes, actually. But he is alive. I mean, he's not dead, but like, that's a stupid decision. You're in the Holy Grail War, man. You shouldn't be going any distance, really, without somebody who can protect you.
本当に危険はないのですね。
There's totally danger.
ないって。すぐに帰ってくるから待っててくれ。
There's totally going to be danger. Like, without a doubt. I take my wallet and go outside. It won't take even 10 minutes on a bicycle to get to the shopping district from here. By the way, the bicycle I just took from the garage is bicycle number 2, Number 1 is still out in front of the Ryuudou temple. Oh, yeah, I guess that thing's gone then. I doubt Assassin's gonna let us just like, hey, yo, I'm just here for my bike. I'm headed out now. That'd be pretty funny. I descend the hill. I don't think I've been to the shopping district in the daytime on a weekday since I was running errands as a child. Because it's daytime, there are lots of housewives at the intersection, on their way home from shopping. They're coming from the shopping district that Soccer and I go to regularly. Yeah, I guess if we keep away from some back alleys, we might be fine. But the thing is, we don't know, like, what line the other masters draw. Like, in terms of public, right? Would they attack in public? I mean, maybe. It seems like an unnecessary risk. I mean, maybe, especially knowing that in public you should be fine, you're okay with taking that risk. But it just seems, maybe I'm just overly cautious. It just seems wrong to me. I finished buying all the groceries. Ingredients for lunch for 2 and a light Japanese snack. Dinner tonight is fine, since Tosaka's in charge of that, but I buy enough bread for 4 people for tomorrow's breakfast. I don't know how to make strawberry jam, so I buy the cheapest. No, that'll probably give me some criticism, so I buy a rather expensive one.
くそ、ひどい出費だ。なんだってこんな甘ったるいもんのために1000円も払わなくちゃいけないんだ?
That is tough. I complain as I put the groceries into the bicycle cart. And then, I feel something tugging at my clothes from behind. I turn around, wondering what it could be. Here's to hoping that because we're in public, she's not about to bust out Hercules on us. There is a young girl with silver hair.
お前は
I back off, knocking the bicycle over. I stand ready at once while the girl just smiles at me. I don't feel any murderous intent, nor even enmity from that girl. In addition, the girl says,
よかった。生きてたんだね、お兄ちゃん。
Why would she be glad about that? I mean, I guess she is the one who just kind of backed off there, huh? But... It seems unlikely that she didn't intend to kill us, right? And at the same time, I remember saying, like, it was weird that she just left. Maybe for some reason she didn't want us dead? I don't know. Maybe Berserker had a mental toll on her. But... And she smiles happily. This girl is definitely Berserker's master. The master of the monster that slashed me in one blow that night. Who would expect to meet someone like this in a shopping district near their house, especially in daytime?
まさかここでやる気か?
Probably not, but...
おかしなことを言うんだね。お日様が出ているうちに戦っちゃダメなんだから。
That's true. At least she seems to honor that, at least. She frowns in displeasure. That is definitely the behavior of a young girl, suitable for her age. I don't know her intentions. But even I can tell that the girl in front of me is harmless.
お前確か
Illya.
イリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベル。長いからイリアでいいよ。それで、お兄ちゃんはなんて名前？
俺はエミヤシロウだけど。
Bold to give your name out, but I guess it's only polite.
イリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベル。長いからイリアでいいよ。それで、お兄ちゃんはなんて名前？
I didn't know if I was saying it wrong. Illya. Let's listen to that one more time. Illya or Illya?
イリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベル。長いからイリアでいいよ。それで、お兄ちゃんはなんて名前？
Sounds more like Illya to me.
エミヤシロ？なんか言いにくい名前だね、それ。
She made that all one word.
俺もそんな発音で言われたのは初めてだ。いいよ。覚えにくかったらシロウでいい。そっちが名前だ。
シロウ？なんだ、思ってたより簡単な名前なんだね。そうか、シロウか。うん、響きは合格ね。単純だけど孤高な感じがするわ。
I'd say that this could backfire on us giving her our name, but at the same time, she probably already knows where we live. Considering when we were walking home that one day, she just kind of waltzed up and was like, "You better summon it soon or you're gonna die." I mean, like, if she wanted to know where we lived that bad, she could have just found it, so... Illya looks at me with suggestive eyes. My body unintentionally moves and lowers its waist down so it can move more freely. Because she is Berserker's master. If she felt like it, she probably could blow me away along with the flower shop next to me.
ああ、そう身構えなくていいよ、シロ。今日はバーサーカーも置いてきたの。お兄ちゃんだってセイバーを連れてないから、おあいこ。
I mean, yeah? Illya looks up at my face happily.
いや、おあいこって、お前。
ね、お話ししよう。私ね、話したいこといっぱいあったんだから。
Such as? The girl clings to my arm as naturally as if she were holding her father's.
待て待て待て待て、いきなり何しやがるお前。新手の策略か、こいつは。
何って、だからお話したよ。普通の子供って仲良くお話しするものなんでしょ？
いや、それはそうなんだが、俺とお前は違うだろう。マスター同士だし、一度戦った仲じゃないか。むしろ敵だ、敵。
それは違うよ。私に敵なんていないもん。他のマスターはただの害虫。けど、いい子にしてたらシロウは見逃してあげてもいいよ。
Just harmful bugs. That's what we are to her. She's saying terrible things so casually, too.
ああ、もう、とにかく離れろ。お前めちゃくちゃだぞ、なんか。
I swing my hand and throw Illya off. Brutal. She topples. As I tried to make her let go, the girl almost falls to the ground. Why the hell did I do something like that right then? When I noticed, I instantly reached out for Illya. Geez, this is too long. Ilya's waist and caught her as she fell. I silently lower Illya to the ground. Illya is silent. I don't know what to say either, so I stand still looking down at Illya. This is awkward. This is awkward. So the instant I try to leave to go home...
何？お兄ちゃん、私のこと嫌いなの？
You almost killed me. So, probably not. I don't think we're on the best of terms. That night. She says this with the same glowing red eyes she had when Berserker was with her. A chill runs down my spine. Her gestures up to now were so childlike that my sense of danger had faded, but she's definitely Berserker's master. I'll die if I disobey her. I can't show my face to Saber if I die in vain here. Well, yeah, that's kind of how that works. I don't think you'd be showing your face to anyone. And most of all, I'll involve all the people here in the shopping district. Yeah, I can bet on it. This girl would mercilessly use her power as master no matter where she is.
わかった。話をすればいいんだろう。おとなしくするから。それでいいか、イリア。
それじゃあ、あっちの公園に行こう。さっき見てきたんだけどね。ちょうど誰もいなかったんだ。
The park over there, is it that park? No, that was on the other side of the city, right? We're in, like, it's split in half. I can't remember what they're called. One is called Shinto. I think that's the city part of the city, not the suburbs. Illya starts to run with dancing steps. I could be
ほら、
wrong
早く
though.
早く。急がないと置いていっちゃうからね、シロ。
She'd be vibing. Illya runs through the shopping district, spinning in circles.
あいつ本当に先行っちまったぞ。
No kidding. Beyond amazement, I'm a bit moved. For this girl Illya, any promise is an absolute truth. That's why she ran off so happily. She doesn't think I'll run away, thinking it's a chance to do so when I'm alone. I told her I'll talk to her, so she ran off trusting me to do so.
なんなんだあいつ。
I don't know. She's strange. She's really unbalanced. But, well, I'm not yet grown up enough to betray such a pure trust. Is it pure trust? I guess we have to hope so. Okay, no. It is not that park, I was right. That would have been tough. Illya and I are alone in the small park a little way from the shopping district. That is a bad word. That is like the worst word possible for you. Alone. Yeah, you don't want to be alone with Illya. Just saying. Maybe all the children are at school, or maybe such a small park isn't popular anymore. We start to talk in the empty winter park, bathed in a strangely tense
っ
atmosphere.
て話をしようって何話せって言うんだ。セイバーのこととか知りたいのか。
セイバーのことってどうして？
I don't know, what else would we talk about?
だって俺たちマスターだろ。敵のサーバントの情報は知りたいと思うだろ。
何よ、そんな話は嫌よ。もっと面白い話じゃないとつまんない。
Okay.
いや、つまんないって言われてもな。ならイリアは何が面白いって言うんだよ。
そんなのわかんないよ。
Well, this conversation isn't really getting anywhere then, huh?
私、あんまり人と話したことってないんだ。だから、何話していいかわかんない。
So what, to her, is this just a chance to be normal, or is she trying to actually gain something out of this? I don't know.
お前な、そんなんで話をしようだなんて連れ出したのか。物事はよく考えてから行動しろって教わんなかったか？なかっただろう。なら、今からちゃんと思慮深い大人になるんだぞ。
Jeez, foul. Although I wouldn't exactly be super kind to a person who, you know, was responsible for slicing my stomach.
いいよだ。そういうのはシローに任せるわ。レディーをエスコートするのは男の人の責任なんでしょ。なら、私はシローについてけばいいだけだもん。
What? She smiles and leans on my shoulder. Where do you think you're following me to? She's not just being over-familiar, but it's as natural as a small animal snuggling because it's cold. Wait, looking closely at her, she does actually look cold.
いや、もしかして寒いのか？
寒い。私、寒いの苦手なの。
She breathes out a white puff. Even though she said she doesn't like it, she looks at her breath happily.
そうか。いつもはそうでもないんだけど、今日は妙に寒いからな。寒いのが苦手なら答えるだろうけど、そのイリアはどっから来たんだ？なんか随分と貴族っぽい名前だけど。
It kind of does.
貴族っぽいんじゃなくて、貴族だよ。
Figured.
私はアインツベルンのね、古いお城で生まれたの。
And that is?
いっつも寒くて雪が降ってたんだ。だからこれぐらいの寒さは平気かな。
Is Einsburn Castle in Japan, or is that from, like, Europe?
寒い国に生まれたのか。なら寒さには慣れてるもんじゃないのか？普通。
You can be used to it and still not like it.
慣れてるけど寒いのは嫌なの。私、冷たいのよりあったかい方が好きだもん。白だってあったかい方がいいんじゃない？
I mean, fair. I think most people like warm more than cold, but then you get the misbalance, like Florida or the Carolinas, like that area where it's just hot. That's horrible. I would prefer cold than hot, but I'd prefer warm over cold. Well, let's be real. No area is ever just warm year-round. It'd be nice, though.
ああ、そりゃそうだ。冷たいよりは暖かい方がいい。
だよね。うん。だから寒い日は部屋の中で温まってるの。でも雪は好きよ。白くて私の髪と同じだって父様が言ってたから。
I clap my hands together. She's right now that she's mentioned it. I mean, yeah. Looks a little darker than snow for me, but I can't help but wonder if that's kind of just a lighting thing. Like, I'd imagine she's just supposed to have, like, really pure white hair. I was trying to work out what I associated with Illya. There was such a thing as a snow fairy. Wouldn't it look like her? Fair.
うまいこと言うな、イリアの親父さんは。確かに、イリアの髪は雪みたいだ。白くて、なんだか柔らかそうだし。
でしょ？この髪はね、イリアの自慢なんだから。私の中で唯一女の子らしい母様譲りの髪なんだ。
The only girlish thing about you? I mean, I guess. Illya laughs happily. Seeing such gestures really numbs me. I couldn't have believed she was really Berserker's master if I hadn't seen it.
ねえ、シロは？シロはお父さんから譲ってもらったものってあるの？あ、魔術刻印っていうのはなしよ。
Is this where we're like, haha, we don't even have one of those! Loser.
マスターとしてじゃなくて、お父さんとして譲ってもらったものだよ。
俺？最後にもらったのは家かな。その前は名字。で、最初にもらったのは
My life when I was about to die. Because I was the only one saved by Kiritsugu in that fire 10 years ago. Jeez. The only one.
そうだな。イリアみたいな両親から受け継いだ肉体的な特徴はないよ。けど、それに負けないぐらい多くのものをもらってきたと思う。
Yeah, a house is a pretty nice thing to inherit. Illya is delighted, as if it concerned her. I bet no one could stay unhappy if they were smiled at like this.
でも、今の話だと、シロは魔術刻印を受け取らなかったんだ。おかしいな。じゃあ、シロはマスターじゃないの？
It's not that we're not a master. We are a master. We're just not like a conventional one.
いや、魔術刻印のない半人前の魔術師だけど、マスターだぞ。そういうイリアは、マスターなんだから、魔術師なんだよな。
え？私、魔術師なんかじゃなくて、マスターだよ。
Really?
普通の魔術なんて教わらなかったもの。
That makes two of us.
はあ？じゃあ親から魔術刻印を受け取らなかったのか。お城を持ってるぐらいの名門なんだろ？イリアのうちは。
How did she end up here then? Like in this situation? I mean, were her parents like maguses? Magi? It's magi.
そうだけど、魔術刻印ってマスターになるためのものじゃないの？だからマスターだよ、私。
Apparently you don't. Illya tilts her head in confusion. I too tilt my head in confusion. Seems like Ilya's words are slightly off, and we're not having a real conversation.
なあ、イリア。一つ聞くけど、イリアはどこに住んでるんだ？どうも、聖杯戦争のためだけにこの町に来たみたいだけど、それじゃあ、今はホテル暮らしとか？
Why in her right mind would she tell you that? No, first of all, it'll be terrible if she doesn't have a guardian. It's unheard of to let a child like this come to Japan by herself.
ホテル？ それって別荘のこと？
No, not quite.
ああ、似たようなもんだ。家じゃないけど泊まれるところ。
There's a pretty big difference between a hotel and having a spare freaking villa.
それならあるよ。ほら、あっちに大きな森があるよね。そこの奥におじいさまのおじいさまが建てた洋館があるの。アインツベルンのマスターはね、聖杯戦争の時はそこに住むんだって。
Why would she tell us this? I feel like I'm not trying to say she's like a schemer, right? But it feels like there's no way that she went from murdering us with Berserker nearly to here's where I live. Illya's pointing to the west. Certainly there's a deep, undeveloped mountain forest in that direction.
あの森って車で1時間もかかるだろう。そこから一人で来てるのか、イリアは。
うん。今日は抜け出してきたの。セラもリーゼリットもメイドのくせにうるさいんだもん。
But they're annoying. Tough.
せっかく日本に来たんだから、その間ぐらいは外に出てもいいと思うの。欲しいものは何だって手に入ったけど、いつも部屋に閉じこもってたんだから、これくらいはご褒美なの。
部屋に閉じこもってたって、イリアがか。
I guess so. I really don't know what to make of Illya.
うん。雪が降るとね、体に悪いから外に出してもらえなかったの。だから大抵は部屋の中で遊んでたんだ。
Like on one hand, she literally was absurdly close to murdering us in cold blood. On the other hand, right now she doesn't seem bad, and part of her seems to just want a normal life, but she also tried to murder us, so I don't know what to make of her. I guess we'll see more as we see more of her, obviously, but
でも大丈夫だよ。こっちはお城ほど寒くないから一人でも平気だもん。
Illya says so with a full smile. She swings her legs, and it seems she's having fun just doing so. Without knowing why, I put my hand into the grocery bag. I take out the dorayaki I was supposed to eat with Saber, and again, without knowing why, hand it to Illya.
食べるか、安物だけど。
え？何それ？食べ物？
そうだよ。甘いのは好きじゃないけど、これだけは別だ。うちは親子ともどもお茶受けはこいつなんだ。
そのくれるの？
Yeah. Does she...
やる。一人で食ってもうまくないから二人で食おう。
I'm wondering if gestures like that are not very common for her. I hand her the dorayaki. Illya hesitates and then takes the Japanese snack that I'm sure she's never seen before.
ありがとう。
She eats it happily. Her gestures are so enthusiastic that the expression stuffing her cheeks fits perfectly. I eat my dorayaki as well and endure the shock that attacked the back of my head. Geez, why was I thinking it might be nice to have a smaller sister like this?
けど、本当に。
I think Illya is too innocent. This girl might really be a child who doesn't yet know the difference between good and evil. I can barely imagine how a child born in a family of magi is raised. But still, I can tell that the environment Illya was raised in wasn't normal. Yeah, I gathered that much, based on the whole, never allowed outside thing, pretty much, and how she saw it as a reward to visit Japan for a death game, or a war, and be able to go outside. And she's just raised in a family of magi, which is always not a not normal environment. Tosaka's like that, but she's a magus by nature from the core. She has accepted the Holy Grail War and the killings between masters as murder. But maybe this girl became a master without knowing what it means to kill someone. I've only talked a bit with her, but I don't think Illya is a girl that would want to kill others.
イリア、真面目な話なんだが。
Then, Illya suddenly raises her head as if called by someone.
エリア、どうした？なんかあったのか？
うん、もう帰らないと。バーサーカーが起きちゃった。
Oh lord. So she's at the whims of Berserker. That's kind of partially what I was thinking. Like, I think I said something about maybe it affected her thinking, right? When Berserker's awake and, berserking. Some of that might kind of bleed over into Illya. She jumps off the bench. Illya runs out of the park without saying goodbye and disappears in the blink of an eye. I get back to the house. I decided not to mention that I met Illya. I know it's something that I should tell her about right away, but I still don't want to tell her about it. The Illya I met at the park wasn't a master. I talked with Illya about trifling matters, and we parted in a trifling manner as well. So I'm hesitant to tell others about what happened today. I feel guilty since it's like I'm hiding something from them, but I don't want to think of the Illya I met today as my enemy. I think they might be kind of trying to show that Illya... I don't know if Illya can fully contain Berserker. I feel like that might be the issue, right? Because we've heard that it's just too much magical power and it always affects the people that have Berserker. So I feel like so long as Illya has Berserker, she's going to have that murderous aspect to her. But I feel like they were trying to show that that's not who she is, and that's, I mean, at least partially Berserker, right? Or very much so Berserker. Especially because the whole, like, Berserker woke up, I'm leaving, right? And, like, or the Berserker woke up and then she just leaves without even saying anything. Right? It really does feel like she's not the one in control of Berserker. Berserker's in control of her. So I don't know if this is going to just be some tragic, we can't really do anything about it, and Illya is just a cruel consequence of this game kind of thing, or if, like, we're going to somehow see, like, a redemption type arc? I don't know. I could see both of those. I don't know. I don't know what way this story leans, right? Whether it's like wanting to give everyone a happy ending or whether it's going to be just cruel and kill people off like crazy, right? I don't have a clue. So I couldn't really make much of a prediction, but those both seem like very valid possibilities for Illya. He's another character I'm intrigued by. I think a lot of the masters, or a lot of the, like, even just central characters, I'm really intrigued by, right, in their possibilities. Like, I see possibilities with Shirou, Tosaka, Illya, Shinji. That's all the masters we know right now. So, I know I say that every time, but there's still so many directions I could see them bringing this story, which is why I'm so interested. After eating lunch with Saber, we continue to train at the dojo, and before I know it, it's time for dinner already. I rest my tired body and take a bath to wash my sweat off. And when I go to the living room, dinner is prepared. I'm a bit moved. It's nice having dinner ready without me doing anything when I come out of the bath.
エミヤ君、夕食だけど。何よ、バカみたいに立ち尽くして。
Yep, we have dementia now. But why does she have to say something that totally destroys the moment?
なんでもない。夕食だろ？ありがたくいただくよ。セイバーは？
セイバーさんならシローの部屋に行ったみたいだけど、会わなかった？おかしいな。さっきまでここにいたけど。
I didn't see her.
旅館みたいに入り組んだ家だからすれ違ったんじゃない？いいわ。セイバーは私が呼んでくるから、エミヤ君はもう一度洗面所に行ってきなさい。
That is tough.
髪、よく乾いてないわよ。
Gotta dry your hair, man.
あ、本当だ。悪い。それじゃあセイバーは任せた。
I wave my hand to Tosaka and return to the hallway. As Tosaka said, the Miya house has many paths because of the aimless reconstruction. The worst one is the route to the bathroom, and it really is like a hotel because you can get there from my room or from the living room. I enter the bathroom. I don't like hairdryer, so I'll use the towel I used before. Ah, I see. In an instant, I forget everything that happened today.
Shirou,
Hi. I hear a voice. The figure in front of me is saying something.
二度湯のようですが、今は私が使っています。できれば遠慮してもらえると助かるのですが。
She says so without hesitation. I have to explain. I know I have to explain to her that this is an accident, but my head is totally blank. After all, this had enough impact to make me forget everything that happened today.
シロ、湯にのぼせたのですか？耳まで真っ赤ですが、体を冷やすのなら縁側に出るべきです。
いや、そうするけど、その前に謝らないとまずい。
I look away from Saber and calm my pounding heart.
これは事故なんだ。いや、こうして出くわしちまった時点で釈明の余地はないんで、セイバーは俺に怒っていい。
She really doesn't seem to care. I say so while trying to look down and calming myself the best I can. Saber thinks for a while.
シロ、顔を上げてください。
ああ。
I raise my head as she tells me to.
なんでそのままなんだ。
シロが謝るほどのことではありませんから。このような場面を見たところで気にする必要はないと言いたいのです。
はい？
以前にも言ったでしょう。サーバントにとって性別などさまつなことだと。シロは私の体を見て慌てているようですが、私は女性である前にサーバントです。ですからそのような気遣いは不要かと。
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't think Shirou sees it that way, though. Well, we know he doesn't see it that way based on what we know of his character so far. What is she saying? No, even if Saber herself says that, it doesn't change the fact that she's a girl. Could it be? I have an idea, but is it true?
聞くけど、着替え中を見られても恥ずかしくないって言うんじゃないだろうな、セイバー。
なぜ恥じる必要があるのです。
I thought so. But even if she doesn't care, I'll definitely go insane.
悪かった。とにかく謝る。次にこんなことがあったら、セイバーの好きにしていい。
I turn around 180 degrees and exit the dressing room awkwardly. Saber looks at me in her usual manner until I disappear. That sure is a scene that happened. I thought I felt a sneeze and it just didn't happen. Okay. Dinner ends. I think it was a normal dinner table for everyone except me. As for me, I couldn't even sense the taste with the scene in the dressing room flickering in my mind. I opened the window by the porch and I was cooling my head off, but I'm done with that. I'll catch a cold if I keep doing this.
シロ、ここにいたのですか。
Yep.
セイバー。
Oh lord.
なんだよ。俺になんか言おうか。
私ではなくシロにあるかと。いいのですか？夜はリンに魔術を教わるという約束だったはずですが。
That is a good point, actually. I hit my head.
すっかり忘れてた。サンキュー。今すぐ行ってくれ。
Good luck, Saber. Thank you. I would totally love to see him actually become a decent magus. I run into the outbuilding and go to the second floor. I knock on the door of the guest room that Tosaka occupies.
シロいいわよ。ちょっと今手が離せないから勝手に入って。
Tosaka's voice comes back, somehow without composure. I'm gonna need an explanation for this. As soon as I enter the room, I see Tosaka doing something weird. Is it some kind of experiment or something? Tosaka has something like a jewel in her hand, a syringe in the other hand, and a handkerchief in her mouth. Oh, she has a jewel in her hand? Is that like a mana crystal? She like injecting magical power into herself?
質問していいかな、遠坂。
ちょっと待って、今日のドラマはこれで終わりだから。
What? I'll be done with today's... Huh? Saying that, Tosaka puts the needle into her arm. She draws blood out of herself. And taking the blood, she drips it one drop at a time onto the jewel and grasps the bloody jewel. Oh no, she's actually doing the opposite. She's withdrawing magical energy. Something like dizziness passes by. I'm barely able to tell that it's the light of magical energy, but...
これだけやってもまだ3割か。やっぱり手持ちの9つだけでやっていかなくちゃダメみたいね。
What, was she running low on crystals, or...? Tosaka slumps her shoulders and puts the stone back into some kind of a jewelry box.
遠坂、約束通り教えを請いに来たんだけど。
But first, I'm curious about what she was doing.
ええ、待ってたわ。昼間はセイバーと体の方を鍛えてたんでしょ。なら、夜は中身を鍛えないとね。
Tosaka seems happy as she's more than ready to teach. Saber said she wasn't any good at teaching, but I bet this one's the complete opposite. No, putting that aside.
さて、それじゃあ何からいこうか。確かシローは強化の魔術しか使えないって言ってたけど。
Yeah, even that's not very consistent, though.
いや、その前にちょっといいか。やっぱり気になる。遠坂さ、さっき何してたんだよ。注射器を自分に刺すなんて危ないだろ。
え、あれ？あれは魔弾を作ってただけよ。うちの魔術は力の流動と転換だからね。こうやって余裕があるときは自分の魔力をよそに移しておくのよ。
Yeah, seems like a very effective use of that spare magical energy. Might as well do something with it, right?
待ってくれ、その魔弾とか魔力を移しておくってなんだよ。
魔弾は魔弾よ。魔力のこもった弾。
You firing a magical block, or...?
宝石は人の念が宿りやすいって聞いたことない？実際宝石は魔力を貯めやすいものなんだけど、うちの家系はさらに相性がいいみたいなのよね。
That's convenient.
魔力を込めるっていうのは、例えば今日一日何もしなかったら体力は余ってるでしょ。その余った分の力を宝石に溜め込んでおくの。
I wish I could just, like, store my excess energy for later. Just be like... You know, just build it all up, and then when, like, finals week rolls around, or exams and stuff, it's just like, boom, free energy. That'd be nice. Where it's so easy.
これを何日、何ヶ月、何年と続けて、宝石自体を魔術にするのよ。もっとも、宝石自体にだってキャパはあるし、自分から離れた魔力なんてものは操れない。宝石に込めた魔力っていうのは、あくまで大魔術を瞬間的に発動させるためだけのイグニッションに過ぎないけどね。
So you put a bunch of magical energy inside it, and it'll activate a large-scale, like, magic spell. So, like, I mean, we saw her do this. She used the one crystal, like the wind crystal or whatever, on Saber, and it did absolutely nothing. Because it was Saber, but...
要するに自分の魔力を宝石に込めてバックアップを取るってことか。
Better to be prepared than not.
バックアップ、近いけど違うっていうか、使い捨てのリュックサックの中身を詰めてるだけよ。
じゃあ一時的にハードディスクを増設してるってことか。すごいな。それなら魔術なんて使いたい放題じゃないか。
Well, it's still kind of limited, right?
ハードディスク？あんたの言ってることはよくわからないけど、そこまで便利なものじゃないわよ。 魔力は宝石に込めた時点でその宝石の属性に染まるから用途は限られてしまうわけだし。
It just sounds like a spell scroll in a video game, honestly. Like you put enough magical energy in, and then you can use that to cast a certain spell, basically for free.
それにしても驚いたな。魔力っていうのはそういう風に貯めておくこともできるものなんだ。
Can we have it? We need it.
そんな便利なことなんで他の魔術師はしないんだろう。
Well, saying that, the only other magician I know is Kiritsugu.
自分以外のものに魔力を貯めるっていうのは特殊なのよ。シロの強化だって物に魔力を込めているってことでしょ。通常ね、魔力の通ったものは何らかの変化をしてその魔力を使い切ってしまうものなの。魔術の効果は瞬間であって永続じゃないでしょ。で、うちの家系はそうならないようにうまく宝石に魔力を流動させて永続的なものにしているんだけど、他の魔術師だって自分の体になら同じようなことはできるわ。
As like opposed to a jewel, or is she saying they can do the same, like the exact same thing?
それが魔術刻印。
Oh, okay.
あらゆる魔
Yeah.
術師が持っている魔術のバックアップじゃない。
魔術刻印。ああ、親が子供に譲るっていう秘伝の話だな。俺それはないからどうもピンとこないな。
ちょっと、あんた今なんて言ったの？
Is there a problem with that statement?
いや、魔術刻印はないって言ったんだが、親父は持ってたみたいだけど譲られはしなかった。
Osaka gasps and then nods to herself.
道理で素人同然のわけだ。じゃあ本当に一からやってるのね。なら確かにしょうがないか。
So what, are we gonna like find, it's not, doesn't sound like the magic crest is like biological, right? It's the magic circuits that's biological. So what, is this, are we gonna get like the magic crest and then like power spike? Or is it biological? I could be wrong, but it literally sounds like something being handed down. Yeah, like literally a parent hands down to their child. Not passes down, so I'd assume it's a physical object, right? Kind of like Tosaka's jewels.
父さか、俺に魔術刻印がないってずいぶん前に気がついてたんじゃないのか。
そんなわけないでしょ。知ってたら一人でなんか行動させなかったわよ。そりゃ半人前だなって思ってたけど、魔術刻印がないならそもそも魔術師じゃないじゃない、シロは。
Well, that's not completely true. We can kind of use magic, so therefore we are kind of a magus. Not much of one, but... She gives me a complaining look with a humph. But what is it? Her words have a warmness that sounds like relief, and it sounds as if she's envious that I'm not a magus. Really?
まあいいわ。そういうことなら一から説明してあげる。魔術刻印が何なのかを知るってことは魔術師ってものを知るってことだから。はい、シロはそこに座って。大事な話だからちゃんと腰を落ち着かせて聞くこと。
ここでいいのか。よし、始めてくれ。
Is it info dump time? I look into Tosaka's eyes with determination. She must appreciate my seriousness as she nods in satisfaction.
じゃあ簡単な話から入るけど、魔術を使うのに必要なものが魔力だってことは知ってるわよね。魔術さえ発動させられるならそれらは全て魔力と言い換えても差し支えはないわ。魔力の種類は千差万別。
Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that actually.
自分だけの精神力を持って魔術を使用する者もいれば、自分以外の対価を持って魔術を使用する者もいる。
That's interesting. So it's like it allows multiple different systems of magic all in one, like all encompassed under magical energy. So it's like how you have in a lot of fantasy, you have like your blood magic, that'd be paying a price, or their force of will. That's kind of closer to just like a typical like mana system in a lot of games. Not really, actually. In some games, yes. I compare it to games because that's what I have the most experience with. But so, okay, that's interesting.
ここまでは知ってるでしょ？
I didn't.
ああ、マナとオドのことだろ。マナが自然、世界に満ちてる魔力。オドが個人が生成できる魔力だ。
Oh, right. Okay, I forgot about that. I did forget about that. So there is still, like, mana in nature. And then there's some that can be created, like, themselves.
そうそう、よくできました。じゃあ、そのマナを用いた魔術から順に説明しましょう。
Although I definitely don't know what uses what.
いい？シロー。積み重ねた歴史が浅い魔術師。要するにシローのことね。は、すでに形あるものを持って魔力となすの。これは古くからシステムとして確立している儀式。供物を持って神秘と接触する方法よ。自身の力だけでは足りないから代価を用意して取引するというフォーマルクラフト。これなら術者の魔力が希薄でも魔術は作用する。何しろ使用する魔力は自分からではなくマナから借り受けるものだから、術者はただ儀式を行うだけでいい。
It's interesting because it does kind of encompass a lot of things. You could, in theory, have things like blood magic, ritual magic, right? Just generic, I use mana magic, all in the same system, and explained why they're all there.
けどまあこういうのは知識がないとできないからね。シロにはまだ無理だし、そもそもこういう血生臭いのは向いてないわ、あなたには。
Yeah, no, it really doesn't.
だな。俺も鳥の生贄とか魔法陣を敷いて一晩中祈るとか、そういうのはやりたくない。
I wouldn't either.
でしょ？じゃあこれは置いといて、次はオド。つまり魔術師個人の力で行う魔術のこと。もう言うまでもないと思うけど、これが私やあなたの基本的な魔術講師よ。シロの強化は他者の力を借りないでする自身の魔術回路だけを頼りにした魔術でしょ？
Correct. I nod. It seems the conversation is going into the main point.
その自分だけの魔力を生成する機能。魔術回路っていうのは先祖代々受け継がれる遺伝体質なの。魔術回路は何代も重ねて鍛え上げられ、より強さを増して子孫に継承されるわ。魔術師の家系の子供はそれだけで魔術に適した人間ってわけ。フェアじゃないけど、私とシローはスタート地点からして違うってことよ。
Hold on, wait. So it's trained over many generations? Does that mean, like, in theory, anybody or any family could become a family of magi? Oh, if very dedicated to that. I assumed it was just kind of one of those. Excuse me. I just assumed it was kind of one of those. There are like a select few that are just literally built different, and they just keep passing that on.
それは知ってる。気にしてないから話を続けていいぞ、どうさか。
別に気にしてなんかないけど。まあいいわ。それでね、そういった魔術回路とは別に、その家系が代々鍛え上げてきた秘伝の魔術っていうのがあるのよ。
A secret magic? Are you talking about like you putting energy in like the gems or like that kind of magic?
さっきの宝石と似てるかな。一つの魔術を極めるとね、魔術師にはその魔術が手に取れるようになるの。本来なら形のないただの公式に過ぎない魔術を手に取れる感覚ってわかる？
Probably not.
わからないが、体の一部になったようなものなんだろうな。手に取れるっていうことは。
ごめんと、扱われる式という域を超えて、もはや自分自身となった魔術っていうのは形に残せるのよ。それは不安定な魔術を確立させる偉業であり、同時にその魔術師が生きた証でもある。で、魔術師は死ぬ間際に自分が成し得た偉業を刻印として後継者に譲るのよ。これをやるから自分が成し得なかった地点に到達しろ。 もしかしたらわしが残した刻印が何かの役に立つかもしれんってね。
So kind of like it's like what we found at the beginning of the prologue when we were playing as Tosaka. When she found what, like the letter with all the gems and stuff? Like, is that her family's crest, or am I misunderstanding this? I suppose we'll see soon.
まあ残した方も残された方もそんな刻印が何の役にも立たないって分かってるんだけどさ。
Is of no help.
なんだよ。それだけすごい刻印なのに、
Yeah,
何の役にも立たないのか。
what's the point then?
立つわよ。普通に魔術師やってれば刻印一つで左打ちはっていうぐらい役に立つわ。まあけどそれは自動車をもらったようなものなのよ。どんなに地上を速く走れても月にはたどり着けないんだから。
So it's helpful, but it's still ultimately never going to get them to the level they want to be at, is what she's saying, or?
いいから話の続き。もう分かったと思うけど、その刻印っていうのが魔術刻印なの。その家柄の当主が一生をかけて完成させた魔術を刻印にして子孫に譲り、子孫はさらに次の魔術を完成させて刻印を増やし、また子孫に継承する。そうして複雑さを増し、深い歴史を刻んだものが魔術刻印。魔術師にとって逃れようのない縛りってこと。
つまり魔術刻印にはその家系の全てが記録されているってことか。
Interesting.
ああ、それは違う。家系の記録はちゃんと書物で残してるわよ。魔術刻印にあるのは単純に魔術だけなの。勝手に呪文詠唱をしてくれたり、自分が習得していない魔術も使えたりするだけ。
Yeah, that's pretty strong. It's definitely pretty useful.
わかりやすく言えば、自分の体に魔法陣を刻んでいるようなものかな。
Oh, wait. Their magic crest was probably that necklace, right? With the absurd amount of magic power, the one she used to revive us. That was probably what their magic crest was.
それじゃあさ、別に刻印は誰に刻んでもいいってことにならないか。魔法陣なら形さえ知っていればいくつでも書けるじゃないか。
それがそういうわけにもいかないのよ。
That'd be convenient, though.
魔術刻印っていうのはね、生き物みたいなものなの。臓器を移植することに近いわ。臓器は一つしかないものだから、何人かに分け与えるとか写本するとか、そういったことはできないの。心臓を二つに分けても意味ないでしょ。結局分けても機能しなくなるだけなんだから。
Okay. So as convenient as it would be to duplicate it, that is not possible.
そうか。確かに。それじゃあ遠坂にもその刻印は移植されてるのか。
I feel like I'm completely misunderstanding what the crest actually is.
移植ってのは我ながら後ろ向きな例えだったわね。
Maybe I'm not. Maybe that was just a bad example.
私の場合は左腕。
Okay.
肩から手までびっしりね。
Okay.
ただ魔術刻印は使わなければ浮かび上がらないから、霊樹と違って隠す必要はないわ。
I was misunderstanding though. It is not like the jewels, it is not the necklace or pendant she got on her left arm. So what? It's just something that looks a lot like the command spells that is kind of like she said, like a oh goodness, what did they say? Like a magic circle that allows them to perform certain things that the family has stored there. I don't know how that is put onto or given to somebody, but
まあそんなわけだから、魔術師の家系っていうのは一子相伝だったりするの。
yeah, that makes sense if you can't split it.
その家に兄弟がいた場合、どちらかは魔術を教えられずに一般人として暮らすのが常なのよ。だって魔術刻印を渡せないんだから、魔術師として大成されてもあまり意味がないもの。
ああ、それはシンジも言ってた。そっか。そういう理由でさくらは教えられなかったんだ。
ええ。けどマトウの家は何代か前から刻印の継承自体が止まってるわ。だ だからシンジに教えられたのは魔導の知識だけなんでしょう。
I'd assume that's why they've grown so weak then.
ほんとそういう手合いが一番厄介なのよね。魔術ってものを実感できないくせに魔術を使おうって言うんだから。
Isn't that like our type? Like us? Cursing in a disappointed manner, Tosaka takes a deep breath.
さて魔術を教えるってことだったけどちょっと予定が変わったわ。シローに魔術刻印がないんなら違った方針を立てないといけないし。今夜はここでお開きにしましょう。明日までにはいろいろと用意しておくからそれまで待ってちょうだい。
遠坂がそう言うんならうなずくしかないんだが、なんだよそのいろいろ用意しておくって。
I had no clue what it could mean, honestly.
だからいろいろよ。刻印がないってことはあなたスイッチできないんでしょ。
Oh,
体の中身をいじるんだからお薬とか矯正器具とか必要じゃない？
is she going to power spike us? Oh god. Whoa, I really felt a chill there.
なに？嫌だって言うんならやめるけど、その場合私が教えてあげられることはなくなるわよ。
いや嫌だけど頼む。遠坂の言い分は多分正しい。
Well, I don't know what she meant by the word switch, but I think the fact that I can't do so is related to the fact that I always fail when trying to turn myself into a magic circuit.
じゃあ明日はそれで決まりね。そうだ、あなた明日もセイバーと剣の鍛錬をするつもり？
ああそうだけど、学校の結界も気がかりだけど発動するまでまだ時間がある。
I mean, I
それま
suppose
で少しは戦えるようになっていたいんだ。
it's not a bad idea to be able to fight, but like you maybe should put a little more work into figuring out who it is. Although maybe they are just going to wait until they show up. I mean, otherwise, how are they going to actually find who it is?
まあいいけど、その割にはセイバーとはうまくいってないようじゃない？
それは
夕食前までは普通に話せてたのに夕食から妙に黙り込んでたし。
Please don't ask what happened.
念のために聞くけど、あなたたちうまくいってるんでしょうね。いざ戦闘って時に仲違いされたら私たちまで被害を受けるんだから。
Things are just awkward. Ugh. It's just that there was a small thing before dinner, and it's just a bit awkward. That's all. But are things really all right between me and Saber? Well, I think I know a bit about Saber, having trained with her all today. I can trust Saber as an ally. That's absolute. But if you ask me how I think of her beyond that, I can't readily answer. First of all, all my proper emotions were stolen away at that instant.
難しいな。そういう遠坂はどうなんだよ。セイバーのこと好きなのか？
Also, while we're at it, where's Archer?
好きよ。だって嫌いになる要素がないじゃない。
Like, is he just vibing around here, or is he still recovering?
強いし礼儀正しいし綺麗だし、うちの皮肉屋とは大違いだわ。
Yeah, where is your cynical guy?
そうか。遠坂はセイバーが好きなのか。
何よ、素直に好きな部類だって言っただけでしょ。あなたね、そのストレートな物言いは直しなさい。いろいろ敵を作りやすいから。
Dang, why are you jumping on the defensive?
お断りだ。もともと口下手なんだよ、俺は。
そうでしょうよ。嫌味とか皮肉とか口にしなさそうだものね、シローは。ええ、どうせ私のことなんて口うるさい嫌味なやつだとか思ってるでしょ。
Kind of?
なんでさ。俺、遠坂が言う分には好きだぞ。なんかさ、そうじゃないと遠坂じゃない気がするし。
I personally love it, but sometimes it definitely bugs Shirou. Oh. Osaka looks away from me unpleasantly. I might have angered her. Well, beyond that, I'm a bit happy right now since Tosaka said she likes Saber. I mean, yeah, that's good news. The day ends. I feel uneasy with Saber sleeping next to me, so I escape to the shed once again. I stop walking and stare at the winter sky. It's not that it's exceptionally beautiful. It just calms me when I blankly feel the coldness of the winter. I actually feel that. I really do feel that. I don't know how long I did so, but I feel like I hear footsteps from within the darkness.
誰だ?
There's no reply. The footsteps come closer along with a sharp presence. I lower my waist and prepare so that I can jump back any time.
おい、誰だって聞いてるんだ。
There's no reply. The cause of the footsteps appears in front of me without stopping. Hey, what's good, Archer? There he is! Haven't seen you in a minute, bro! I mean, Shirou's never seen you, but...
お前、確か。
He's the servant that was fighting Lancer that night at school. The red-armored knight that Saber beat after she jumped over the wall.
遠坂のサーバント。アーチャーか。
The man raises the sides of his mouth a bit. He smiled. So, can I take that as affirmation? Something annoys me. I feel irritated for no reason. Or I should say, I can't get myself to like this guy. I've never talked with him, nor has he attacked me. But still, I understand the moment I see him face on. I cannot approve of him. There's no reason for it, but I just can't like him. It's just not me. It should be the same for Archer. There can't be 3 people in this world who match me so badly. He's someone like that to me, so it'll be no surprise if he considers me irritating as well. I mean, yeah, I guess. Based on Archer's behavior, especially at the very beginning of when he showed up, they are very different.
何の用だ? 傷が治るまで見張りに徹するんじゃないのかよ。
無論そのつもりだ。私の傷が治り次第、このくだらん協定も終わらせる。故に、お前と話すことなどないと、今まで傍観していたのだがな。
So he doesn't like that we're cooperating. I guess it makes sense. He probably wants the Holy Grail too. So, believing that I have nothing to tell you. So, does he believe he has something to tell us now?
なんだ。遠慮しないで傍観してろ。俺もお前と話すことなんてない。
そうしたいのは山々だが、見逃せないことがあってな。
Oh, what's going on?
お前、サイバーには戦わせないらしいな。
Yep, he's right. We sure aren't.
悪いかよ。
I automatically answer him back. With clear enmity, Archer glares at me.
やはりな。小僧の考えそうなことだ。他人の助けはいらない。できることは全て自分でやる。加えて、犠牲者は一人も出したくないか。虫唾が走るな。
Dang.
その思考。
I can understand being disgusted with the there's no need for help from others, I can do everything myself part, but the there can't be any victims part? What's so wrong about that? It's naive, but...
お前に言われる筋合いなんかないぞ。俺は俺が正しいと思うことをするだけだ。文句を言われる言われはない。
筋合いはある。同じサーバントとして、セイバーの苦労は理解できるからな。お前のようなマスターでは、セイバーの負担も大きかろう。
Archer's being brutal to us right now. Golly. Partly because what he said is true. But even more than that, I cannot stand having this guy say it.
ふざけるな。俺はセイバーに負担なんてかけていない。あいつの代わりに俺が戦うんだから、それでいいじゃないか。
That's a ridiculous statement, but...
戦わなければ傷つかないとでも。サーバントは戦うためだけの存在だ。それから戦いを奪うことこそ冒涜だが。まあ、お前に言っても始まるまい。
Yeah, you're probably right, but... After saying what he wants, Archer closes his mouth. For a few minutes, Archer and I confront each other silently. I gulp. His cold stare seems to be looking inside me, And
そ
suddenly,
れでどうなのだセイバーのマスターよ。
the Red Knight calmly requests an answer.
どうって何が？
お前は本気で戦わずにこの争いを終わらせるつもりか？誰とも争わず、誰も殺さず、誰をも殺させないと。
As nice as that would be, not necessarily. If somebody else attacks, I mean, the idea is to fight them back and possibly kill them if we must. Right? He's not that naive, but
争わないとは言ってないだろう。戦うときは戦う。
なるほど。それで戦っても誰も殺さないと。
he did leave that bit out.
そうだよ。なんか文句あるか？
I guess he does not have any intention of killing someone, even if they're insane, right? And trying to kill people.
お前の甘ったるい考えに邪魔などせんよ。そんな余裕はないし、そこまで推強ではない。
Archer turns his back.
だが、間違えるな。お前が気取る正義の味方とは、ただの掃除屋だ。その方法で救える者は、生き残った者だけと知れ。
Jeez. I wonder why. Those words make me feel like I've been beaten all over.
待てよ。正義の味方のどこが掃除屋だって言うんだ？
お前も気がついているはずだがな。いいか。その方法では、悲しい出来事、悲惨な死を元に戻すことはできない。
That's true.
もともと、それが限界なのだ。正義の味方なんてものは、起きた出来事を効率よく片付けるだけの存在だ。お前は、お前が救いたいと思うものをこそ、絶対に救えない。
Dang. That's brutal, but he's not necessarily wrong. That's not true. A hand reaching out to save someone must be able to save that person.
理想論はあくまで理想に過ぎない。お前が理想を抱き続ける限り、現実との摩擦は増え続ける。お前が取ろうとしている道は、そういうものだ。ならば、いつか現実に直面し、その折り合いのツケを支払う時が来る。お前のその選択が、多くの命を奪うこともあるだろうよ。
Oh man. Does that mean we're choosing between lives later in the game? We totally are, aren't we?
覚悟ぐらいはしておけ。己の歪小さを実感した時、まず何を正し、誰を罰するかと。
It's been a very real talk with Archer. I respect it.
それができぬようなら、その夢も、その魔術も、今すぐ捨てるのだな。
He's keeping it real with us. I wonder if this is from experience. His back disappears into the night.
いいか。誰が何をしようと、救われぬ者というのは確固として存在する。お前の理想で救える者は、お前の理想だけだ。人間にできることなど、あまりにも少ない。それでも。
おい、待てよ。お前、何を言いたいんだ？
I think what he's trying to say is pretty clear. I think you're just having trouble accepting it. My question vanishes into the darkness. Archer's presence is already gone, and my voice only reaches empty air.
なんだあいつ。言いたいだけ嫌味を言って消えやがって。
To summarize, he was telling me my way of thinking is too optimistic, that I'll soon have a painful experience. How can anyone conclude that I'm wrong before I even try? I gotta be honest, I feel like he concluded that because he's speaking from experience. I feel like that's a very real possibility.
覚悟はできてる。俺が間違っていた時は、この命を差し出すだけだ。
That is the readiness as a magus. I know that without having Archer tell me.
本当にあいつとは肌が合わないな。
But still, I have one concern. No matter what anyone does, there will always be people that cannot be saved. humans can only do so little. But still.
一度も振り返らず、その理想を追っていけるか。
It's a lofty task. I mutter to myself. I feel like that's what he wanted to ask me before he stopped himself. Dang. I didn't really expect that scene with Archer. Like, I didn't expect our first time seeing him again. Well, I didn't expect him to be so abrasive, I suppose, with Shirou. And beyond that, I definitely didn't expect him to so bluntly address his entire system of ideals. But about Shirou, obviously we'll see, but I kind of feel like I feel like Archer might be right. I feel like his whole ideal system is too optimistic, and I feel like it will probably come crumbling down eventually during this route. I think he looks at Kiritsugu and only sees his success. But even Kiritsugu said, you can't save everyone. To save somebody, you have to condemn another. Even Kiritsugu learned this. So, I feel like deep down he knows Archer is right, but he still only sees the Kiritsugu that saved him. And so that's what he strives to be, even if that's a probably impossible task. Let's just move on. Oh, that was pretty interesting, but...
行ってくるね、シロ。今日はお土産買ってきてあげるからおとなしくしてるのよ。
Fujini goes to work, waving goodbye.
私も行くわ。今日はうちに寄ってくるから遅くなるけど、夕飯までには戻るから。留守中、警察のことはしないようにね。
Maybe we actually won't this time.
さて。
The time is just past 7:30. I was able to send them off without delay, so there's only one thing to do now.
さあ、昨日の続きだ。道場に行こう、セイバ
ー。すぐに鍛錬を始めるのですか？朝食をとったばかりですし、少し間を取るべきではないでしょうか。
Man, Shiro's on that grind.
心配は無用だよ。飯の後すぐ動けるぐらいには鍛えてあるし、今朝はパン食だっただろ。あんなんで胃がもたれるほど不健康な生活は送ってないぞ。
はあ、シローがいいというのでしたら、私は構いませんが。
Alright, then let's get to grinding.
なら問題なし。いいから行こう。どうやったらセイバーに人たち浴びせられるか、一晩考えた成果を見せてやるから。
And maybe we'll hit her with the Shinai at least once. That'd be something, right? Maybe not. I'm blown to the ground along with my defending Shinai, not fully able to dodge Saber's counterattack. The hand holding my Shinai is numb. It was a counterattack received after charging into her with all my might, trying to overpower her. That's bold. Naturally, I'll drop my Shinai and fall on my butt.
くそ、今のはうまくいったと思ったんだけどな。
Definitely only thought that because that was a girl with a small frame.
シローはその判断が甘い。
That they are.
いいですか？シローが捨て身になったところでサーバントは倒せません。勝ち気なのはいいですが、それも相手を見てください。
That is definitely priority one.
そうは言うけど、受けに回ってたらいつかはやられるだろ。チャンスがあるならこっちから攻め込まないと。
I mean, that's fair, but when do you actually have a chance against a servant? The answer is probably never.
その通りですが、シローはそのチャンスの生かし方を理解していません。捨て身で仕掛けるのならば、それにふさわしい好機を待つべきです。
言われるまでもない。セイバー、さっき少しだけよそ見をしただろう。セイバーがそんなヘマをやるなんて一日で一回あるかないかだから、ここが勝負どころだって踏んだんだが。
Odds that was like the most brutal bluff of the century.
とっさにその判断ができたのは評価しますが、今のはあえて作った隙です。
Yep, it was a bluff.
この程度では動じないだろうと期待して視線をそらしたのですが、 まさか一直線に踏み込んでくるとは思いませんでした。
なんか人が悪いぞ、セイバー。素人をからかってもいいことないぞ。
He continues getting brutalized, but he is learning to take. He is kind of getting better and being able to take advantage of some of these opportunities, you know, or at least attempt to.
からかってなどいません。こちらで仕掛けた策であれ、好きである以上は多少のリスクを負います。もっとも視線をそらした程度のリスクと、捨て身で突進してくるシロウのリスクは計りにかけるまでもありませんが。
Yeah, that's fair.
要するに小さな隙は静かにつけってことか。大振りだとせっかくのチャンスを逃す、じゃなくて隙の度合いに見合った行動を取れって言いたいのか。
Seems like a good plan to me.
はい。ですから後期の大将の読み分けをしっかりしてください。
So what if she averts her gaze, quick jab, not go for the kill shot?
ですが昨日よりは格段に生き死にの境界線には鋭敏になっていますね。危険を察知する感覚が身についてくれば、誰と戦い何を打つべきかはおのずと絞られてきますから。
Saber comments happily. If I'm not imagining things, she might be happy that her student has improved a bit. I don't think you're imagining things.
そろそろ休憩時間ですね。水を汲んできましょうか、シロ。
水ならいいよ。夜間持ってきたからそれで飲む。
Good thinking. You said water time? Oh man, I do love water. I pull my tired body over to the wall. I wipe my sweat off with the towel I prepared and drink the water out of the kettle. Feel that, man. I exhale. For 3 hours since I saw Fujin and Tosaka out, I've been fighting Saber. Dang, 3 hours straight? That's that's quite impressive determination, I'll give you that. As usual, Saber doesn't explain anything, and I don't ask anything as we cross swords. It's a match with pretty much no chance of my victory, but my body moves better the more I fight Saber. I mean, practice gets you there, right? I mean, they say practice makes perfect. I mean, that's not the most accurate phrase ever, but practice definitely makes better. Practice makes muscle memory and gives you understanding of what's happening, right? I'm not hoping to improve my fighting techniques. This is just letting my body, not my mind, get used to battle. So yeah, just basically muscle memory. But it's still better than doing nothing, and since I don't have anything, I'll be of no use unless I train this one aspect. When the time comes for me to face a master, if I'm thinking about how to fight, that'll surely prove fatal. That is very true. If you ever have to 1v1 a master, and you're sitting there thinking, what do I do? You're dead. Like, too late. You lost.
セイバーはやっぱり汗一つかいてないか。
I feel down, but I won't be able to catch up to her in a day or two. Oh yeah, no, it would probably take decades or two. Or a decade or two. Saber's resting her body, sitting Japanese style like yesterday. It's a waste just sitting here absent-mindedly. It's break time, so I'll talk to her. Alright then. Oh, well. I definitely already did this one yesterday, and while it was interesting, I suppose we'll do this, because why not? Talk to Saber Part 2. I don't know if we'll get to all of them eventually, but I heard to say them in case. It's not that I'm giving up my training, but just might be that I'll be more into the fight with Saber if I have some special move that lets me do something just because I know it.
セイバー、相談があるんだが。
It's probably gonna sound really stupid, like, do you have a super move even I could use?
なんでしょう、シロ。心なしかとても期待に満ちた目を向けられている気がするのですが。
Perhaps.
そうかな。まあ頼み事って言えば頼み事だし、期待してるって言えば期待してて、率直に言って教えてもらいたいことがあるんだけど。
はあ、 シロの言いたいことはよくわかりませんが、私にできることでしたら伝授しますが。
Saber must think it's a serious conversation as she adjusts herself and sits Japanese style in front of me.
それでどのようなことを知りたいのです。やはりサーバントのことですか？
No. I need a super cool, super secret technique. Saber looks at me seriously. We're gonna sound so dumb. I feel like I already know what'll happen. Well, let's not expect anything and just ask her.
別にふざけているわけじゃないんで怒らないで聞いてほしいんだが。
ええ、ですから真剣に聞いています。どうぞ遠慮せず尋ねてください。
それじゃあお言葉に甘えて聞くぞ。俺でもサーバントを倒せるような簡単な必殺剣とかあったら教えてくれないか？使えばセイバーも倒せるようなのなら文句なしなんだけど。
Now that is a bit ridiculous, but I mean, she might be able to come up with something. Oh no, that look in her face, that's a... Are you serious? Type look. Is she gonna laugh at us? Saber stops breathing. Saber does not move even an eyebrow.
やっぱりそんな都合のいいものなんてないよな。悪かった。悪すぎた。今のは冗談で本気にあらず。聞かなかったことにしてもらえると個人的に助かるんだけど。
Saber-san is making an evil smile. Oh no. Oh no. What is she gonna do?
セイバー？気のせいかもしれないけど、なんかえらくお前に似合わない邪悪な笑みをしているぞ。
Oh lord.
気のせいではありません。今の私の心境は凛に匹敵するほど邪悪に染まっていますから。
What have we done? As wicked as Rins? Oh no. Oh god. I feel a chill. I feel a chill.
何を慌てているのです、シロー。私はまだ質問に答えていません。確か私の聞き違いでなければサーバントを一撃で倒せる必殺剣を所望とか
This feels like toying with us. Why are you doing this, Saber? I retreat, but Saber advances and doesn't let me escape. This feels like yeah, you're so dumb. I have to make an example out of this.
いや、ですね。セイバー、怒ってるだろ。
はい、とても。
Fair enough. That's kind of disrespectful to servants in general to just ask for a super move that would beat them in one hit. I'm dead. If this were a real battle, she would have certainly killed me by now. Oh, for sure.
落ち着こう、セイバー。反省してる。セイバーが怒った理由だってなんとなく分かってます。
He's totally gonna get the reasoning wrong.
そうですか。ではそこに正座してください。シローにはきちんと説明して差し上げねば気が済みません。
Okay. Saber stands up. I quickly straighten my back and prepare myself. Saber takes a deep breath. Then
ふざけているのですか、あなたは。そんな必殺剣など欲しがってどうするのです。
Oh, that's what she's mad about? What the heck is that face? Oh lord. So this sounds more like a knightly honor thing than a disrespect to servants thing. Oh god. So loud, it was like a flashbang. My ear canals are panicking. I never thought I'd collapse just from an angry voice. That was beyond human abilities. Yeah, that was literally. Does she have a voice as powerful as a beast or a lion?
だから反省してるって。セイバー、俺より強いだろ？ もしかしたら素人でも使える剣の技とか知っていると思ったんだ。
そのような都合のいいものなどありません。意表をつく技など互角な相手に使うものであって、シロのような初心者は丁寧に下地を整えるべきなのです。
She's definitely right, and that's why I didn't pick this the first time.
そも相手を倒すなど考えないよう言ったではないですか。シロは身を守ることを第一に考えてください。シロにとって必殺剣があるとしたら、それは自分が戦わないで済む状況に戦局を導く判断力でしょう。
Golly, that's brutal. There's a special move for you. It's enough judgment to stop yourself from getting into a situation that requires you to fight. That's tough. So his special move is just not fighting.
分かってるから、もうちょっと声落としてくれ。
I put my hands together to show I'm sorry.
まったく見込みがあるかと思えば不安定なんですから。これでは危なっかしくて、あなたを一人にするなどできないではないですか。
Oh god, what have we done? Saber's scolding continues. It was my fault for stepping on the lion's tail. I'll stay quiet and take Saber's scolding until she's satisfied. Whoops. That was tough. Before I realize it, it's noon.
お昼時ですね、シロ。
ああ、昼時だな。
We confirm this to each other as both our stomachs growl.
飯にしよう。セイバーは何か食べたいものはあるか？
私は特に。シロが用意してくれる食事なら、おおむね満足しています。
Mostly? Saber's expression is a bit strange. Well, it helped that she's not nagging like Tosaka.
じゃあ買い出しに行ってくる。昨日と同じくらいに帰ってくるから、今に行っててくれ。
Are you planning on meeting Illya again, or?
はい、期待しています、シロ。
It shouldn't take nearly that long. It's gonna be awkward, because if she isn't there... If Illya isn't here or something, and we don't have a reason to talk to her for a little bit, then, like, what are we gonna do? Just kind of vibe somewhere for a while? I decided to try making shrimp dumpling, which I wanted to try making for a while. It's a dish that's a bit larger than takoyaki, and it's really hot and tasty.
マスタードも買ったし、3時のお茶受けも OK と。
I put the groceries into the bicycle cart. Oh yeah, I met Illya here yesterday.
あいついないな。
Odds that she's at that park? No, it would be a problem if she was here every day. Not having her here is rather disappointing. I haven't told Saber or Tosaka that I met Illya yesterday. Because Illya didn't seem like an enemy, I was hesitant to tell them about her.
まさかな。昨日いたからって今日もいるって話でもない。
So I get on the bike and, yeah, she's gonna show up. You all visit the park. Go straight home or go to the park where we met Illya. I like visiting the park because I'd say there's a very high chance that she's there. And maybe forming some kind of connection with her will be relevant later in the game. Probably a little more relevant than us eating lunch like 30 minutes early. Or maybe she's not there and we die and then we reload. That'd be tough. Let's take the long way home. It's about a 5-minute detour. This is just like a whim, so I shouldn't have to worry about excuses. She's totally waiting for us there, right? I stop the bicycle. I enter the park with the groceries still in the bicycle cart.
なんで？
Is she not here? Why is it like this? It was just a whim. Inside the park I passed, thinking that it would be nice if I could meet her again. Yep. Here's the figure of a silver-haired girl. And I kind of figured we'd meet her again. That's why I took this route. It doesn't seem like she notices me. I can leave right now if I want to, but if I was going to do such a thing, I wouldn't have come by this park in the first place.
エリア。
Hey, Shirou.
いや、誰も何もシロだけど。
シロ、本当に？
Yep.
なんだよ、驚くことか。
She didn't think we were coming back.
ここは商店街の近くなんだから、通りかかることだってあるだろう。エリアの方こそ、 なんだって今日も公園にいるんだよ。昨日もそうだけど、暇なのか、イリアって。
Sounds to me like she has a practically infinite amount of free time, but that's the problem, or part of the problem.
実はそうなの。あんまりやることがないから遊びに来たんだけど、セラはシローには会っちゃダメだって。どうせもうすぐ殺しちゃうんだから、シローと遊んでも楽しくないって言うのよ。
I mean, I guess. See, the question is, does she agree? Would she be here if she didn't agree?
いや、それは。
Perhaps true, but whoa. I don't know how to answer that. You just said something that really troubles me.
けど私、それは違うと思うわ。だって、シローといると楽しいもの。だからね、ここにいたらシローに会えるかなって思って、ずっと待ってたの。
I was gonna say, she wouldn't have been here if she didn't think that was wrong.
シローが来てくれてよかった。
ちょっと待て。まさかとは思ったけど、本当に俺を待ってたのか、イリア。
そうだよ。ずっと前からね、シローが来たらいいなって思ってたんだから。
バカ、寒いのは苦手なんだろ。俺に用があるならうちまで。
Don't do that.
まずいか。セイバーと鉢合わせたら問答無用で戦いになる。
That it would. Saber would be like enemy detected. And, murder Illya.
いや、それにしたって他にいろいろあるだろう。昨日みたいに商店街にいれば俺を見つけられただろうし。
I feel like she wanted to see if you would remember or care to visit.
それはダメなんだ。私から会っちゃダメなんだもん。昨日のは1回だけの反則なの。だから今日はシローが来てくれそうな場所で待つことにして、こうして見事成功したのでありました。
Saying so happily, Illya takes a few steps as if dancing. Her swaying silver hair makes her look like a real winter fairy.
それは分かったけどな。なんだって俺に会いに来たんだよ。いや、昨日程度の話でいいんなら付き合うけど。
別に今日は何でもないよ。シローに会えればいいなって思っただけだし、私たちは敵同士だもの。聖杯戦争が終わりそうになったら殺しに来てあげるから、その時一緒にお話ししよう。
Okay, I'm glad you're just so like, yeah, I'll just kill you later. Like, that's just great. I love to see it, man. She says it so innocently. That unsuitability is unbearable. It's not because I'm going to be killed. I just don't think being a master suits her.
イリア、それは本当にお前がしたいことなのか。お前は本当に自分から聖杯戦争なんてものに首を突っ込んだのか。
そうだよ。おじいさまの言いつけだもの。
It's not really your choice then.
私はアインツベルンの中で一番マスターに向いてるおっきな聖杯の持ち主なんだから。
それはおじいさまってやつの言いなりってことじゃないのか。イリアは自分の意思でマスターになったんじゃないだろう。
That's what it sounds like to me.
そうだったかな。よく思い出せないけど、私は生まれた時からマスターだったよ。だから戦うのは当たり前なんだって。
Yeah, she was raised in a sick environment. I kind of figured that was going to be the case. But I don't know what they're going to do with it. Are they going to make this like a tragic, we couldn't save her type thing? Or are they going to turn it into some big redemption arc?
それは違う。人から言われて戦うんならやめろ。そもそもイリアにはこんな殺し合いは似合わない。
命乞いをしてるってわけじゃなさそうね。
No, they don't even seem to care about that aspect of it.
お兄ちゃんたら本気で私のこと心配してるんだ。
そうだよ。他のやつはともかく、お前みたいなのが戦うのは嫌なんだ。できるなら マスターを辞めておとなしくしていてほしい。
I have a feeling in her eyes that's not possible.
そうね。シローが私のサーバントになってくれるならやめてもいいよ。そうすればシローを殺さなくてよくなるもの。
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
何言ってんだお前。サーバントになれって意味分かって言ってるのか。
No, first of all, I can't substitute for Berserker.
俺は戦いをやめろって言ってるんだ。サーバントを捨てろって言ってるのに、なんだって俺までイリアの使い魔にならなくちゃいけないんだよ。
使い魔じゃないよ。サーバントだってば。
Like literally like maid or butler type servant, I think, is what she means. In other words, stay with her forever.
いつも一緒にいてくれるのがサーバントなんでしょ。
Yep.
だからシローはそばにいてくれるだけでいいんだよ。
Yep. Hold on. Could it be Illya?
一つ聞くが、サーバントってなんだ、イリア。
Did she just give you a definition?
私のものなんでしょ。いつもそばにいてくれてイリアを守ってくれる人だっておじいさまは言ってたよ。
As I thought. Servants must be just that for Illya. None of the command spell or master stuff concerns her. For her, a being that protects her is a servant.
そうか。けどやっぱりダメだ。その条件は飲めないから別のにしてくれ。
I wonder if that makes things worse. The fact that he says like he can't accept like being her servant, right? Staying with her forever.
何よシロ、私じゃ不服だっていうの？
I don't think it's that. I think he's just not trying to live in servitude to somebody.
いや、不服とかそういう問題じゃなくて、なんていうか。
I'm worried about her, but I can't be someone who will be by her side all the time.
イリア、俺にはセイバーがいるんだ。それにマスターとして他のマスターを止めなくちゃいけない。その、悪いけどイリアのサーバントにはなれないよ。
シローだから譲歩してあげたのに、
God
そん
dang
な
it.
こと言うならもう知らないんだから。
So it did make things worse. Uh-oh.
ちょっとイリア、まだ話が。
シローのバカ！女の子に恥をかかせるなんてひどいんだから！
言っちまった。
Hmm. I can't help but wonder if that made things worse. Maybe if she thinks like we don't really care about her, right, and aren't willing to be with her forever, then there's no point in us living, right? I don't know. But maybe the fact that we even bothered coming here makes her realize that's not necessarily true. She doesn't listen to me and just runs out of the park. Though I run after her, I can't find her anywhere.
参ったな。これじゃ昨日と同じだ。
Hmm. I sigh and return to my bike. But, well, if she's like this, I'm sure she won't suddenly attack me like she did the first night we met. That means there's at least one more chance to convince her. Oh. Yeah, one more chance. Even after lunch, we do the same things. I wholeheartedly exchange shinai blows with Saber. The training that should continue until Tosaka Fujini gets home is interrupted by a doorbell to let me know a visitor is here. Uh-oh. Is this Illya? I just gotta say, I really am very intrigued by Ilya's story right now. She seems like a very interesting character. She seems like the type of character who is like, you know, like the didn't get enough affection in her home. So when somebody else truly shows they care about her, it might change who she is, right? But I don't know. Maybe it won't matter. Maybe we do get a redemption arc and she doesn't have to die. Maybe she's at our door and we're about to die.
シロ、来客のようですが。
I don't know who else it would be, honestly.
なあ、ちゃんと聞こえた。ちょっと出てくるから、セイバーはここにいてくれ。
いいえ、招かれざる客ということもありえます。万が一に備えて同行しましょう。
Yeah, good plan. What Saber says is plausible. It is, but if the visitor happens to be a neighbor, there's a chance they'll get suspicious of Saber. Because it's supposedly just me living in this house. But
そん時はそん時か。
Sakura and Fujini come here often, so I shouldn't start worrying about public image now.
よし、ついてきてくれ、セイバー。ただし、お客さんが普通の人だったら、おとなしくしててくれよ。
分かっています。私はシローの遠い親戚ということですね。
Correct.
そうそう。それでよろしく。
I'm very
はい、
concerned that
今出ます。
Illya is going to be at this door. Hurried by the doorbell, I open the entrance door.
お邪魔する。
Oh,
具合が悪いというから様子を見に来たぞ、エミヤ。
Issei. Hey, what's up, bro? Instead, the visitor is not some enemy or some neighbor, but a friend from school.
なんだ、一世か。
なんだとは失礼だな。見舞いに来た知人に対して取る態度か、それが。
Complaining, Issei hands me a paper bag.
なんだよ、これ。リンゴ？
It's probably the schoolwork you missed.
見舞い品だ。
Oh, wow.
普段風邪一つひかぬエミヤが病欠しているのだから、それぐらいは持参する。
That is very considerate. I'm grateful for his concern, but I'm not absent because I'm sick. And also, it seems wrong for a young student to bring a bag of apples for a sick friend.
どうしたエミヤ？果物は苦手だったか？
I like fruit. I'd take some fruit.
いや、好きだよ。そうだな。いろいろ複雑だが、気持ちはありがたく。
I bow in appreciation.
エミヤ、つかぬことを聞くのだが、お前の後ろにいる女性は何者だ？
That said, I turn around. Just Saber. Of course, Saber followed me here. I see. Issei must have seen Saber when I bowed.
見たことのない御人だが、なぜかような女性がエミヤの家にいるのだ？
Issei stares rudely at Saber. He's really bashful in front of strangers, and he can really be cold-hearted towards strangers or people he dislikes.
いや、彼女はセイバーって言って、その。
Uh-oh.
シローの遠い親戚です。この家の主人だったキリツグが外国にいた折、懇意にさせていただきました。
Can't help but wonder if this could be bad. The fact that he's here. Right? Because I did partially suspect that the master at Ryuudou Temple could be Issei. Now, I'm not positive on that deduction, but it's possible. Right? And if it is, and he hears that we have a random person here named Saber, that'd be problematic.
先日こちらに観光に来たのですが、縁を頼りに宿を借りているのです。
Saber smoothly delivers a convincing story.
エミヤのお父さんのお知り合いでしたが、聞けばかなりの旅行好きと聞いています。あなたのような人と知り合いになることもあるでしょう。
That he would have.
え？
Ryuudou Issei, who's supposedly bashful around strangers, easily accepts the fact.
なるほど。事情は分かったぞ、エミヤ。病欠というのは口実で、観光に来た彼女の案内をしていたのだな。
Grasp the branch in front of you. Grasp it.
まあ、そういうことになる。
Yeah, I guess I'm not lying on the grand scale.
ならお邪魔しても構うまい。ここまで運んできた礼として茶でも振る舞ってくれ。ここ2日ばかり学校で起きた出来事でも世間話にしよ
He said, give me some tea. Talk about what's happened at school these past 2 days. Has something big happened? Issei comes in, taking off his shoes.
なんだよ、俺って。一応忙しいんだぞ。俺、世間話はまたの機会にしてくれ。
う。何を言っている？お前、うちの前に自転車を乗り捨てていっただろう。
Yeah, that's awkward.
そうか。龍道寺に自転車置きっぱなしだった。
だろう？それを持ってきてやったのだ。
What a guy.
俺とて忙しい中、生徒会に行かずまっすぐ家に帰りここまで戻ってきたのだ。それでも茶の一つも出せないというのか、お前は。
He deserves some tea for that. I'm not gonna cap. That's certainly helpful. Even though I have 3 bicycles, the one I left at the Ryuudou temple is the most expensive one and my favorite.
悪いセーバー、少し休憩ってことでいいか？
Saber nods silently.
すまない。それじゃあ、セーバーと一星は今に行っててくれ。俺はお茶入れてくるから。一星は日本茶、セーバーは紅茶でいいんだよな。
私も同席するのですか？それはどうかと思います。私がいては語学友と気軽な話などできないでしょう。
そんなことないぞ。だろ一星？
うん。女はやかましいが、セーバーさんなら構わぬ。つつましい女性は文化遺産だ。
Bro took an immediate liking to Saber.
だってさ。じゃあ先行っててくれ。
はい。それはわかりましたが、シロ。
なんだ？他に何かあるのか？
飲み物でしたら、私も日本茶を。緑茶は嫌いではありません。
Yeah, that probably makes things simpler for us, so... For some reason, Saber says so clearly. Feels a bit weird, her saying that in her usual manner. What's weird about that? We talk about meaningless things for an hour, then Issei decides to go home. The conversation we had in the living room was mostly about school, and I asked him tentatively if there was anything strange going on, but it seems school continued as usual.
それではな。明日も休むのか、エミヤは。
Possibly?
ああ。今週は学校には行かない。明日もセイバーに付き合ってもらわないといけないからな。
うん。ま、あの御人と一緒なら問題はなかろう。何かと不審なところはあるが、問いただすまでもない。
Yep, you're right, they don't. Issei nods to himself. Come to think of it, how is it possible for this guy, so bashful around strangers, not to hate Saber?
なあ、イセ。お前、セイバーとは初対面だったのに機嫌が良かったけど、どういう風の吹き回しだよ。
何を言うか。これでも寺の飯で育った身だぞ。人の良し悪しぐらい見抜けなくてどうする。素性は知らぬが、あの子の霊気は澄んでいたからな。
Boy just said
悪い
he...
人間のはずがない。
Man said he just sensed her spirit. She can't be a bad person. She physically cannot possibly be a bad person to him. Which is pretty accurate from what we know, actually.
へえ、イセ、そういうことわかるんだ。ちょっと見直した。
ま、普通はわからん。だがあれぐらい飛び抜けていると未熟者でも見て取れるのだ。
Fair enough, it is Saber.
見習い坊主でも傍らに神仏がおられれば神気ぐらいは感じられる。つまりそれぐらいセーバーさんの佇まいは美しい。
Fair. This is rare indeed. Issei is praising a woman. Yeah, didn't he call them like like devils? And like 2 episodes ago?
そうか。イセもセイバーのことを気に入ってくれたのか。
That's good. I was worried Issei wouldn't like her since all she did was sit there and listen silently.
当然だろう。彼女はいい子じゃないか。嫌うのは難しい。
Yeah, that's fair.
うんうん。けどな、いいやつなのはわかるんだけど、ちょっと不愛想だろ。セイバーはいつもああだから、別に一世を嫌ってるってわけじゃないぞ。
え？不愛想か、あの子。
不愛想だよ。まだ笑ったこともないし、俺たちがバカ笑いしていた時だってムスッとしたままだったじゃないか。
Yeah, we haven't seen her laugh, have we? Huh? I never thought about that.
いや、結構笑っていたが。
Yeah, she doesn't do it audibly, but I think she just kind of keeps to herself a little bit. That's ridiculous. It's true that Saber looks peaceful sometimes. When I haven't yet seen her smile even once?
そうだ。セイバーが腹を抱えて笑っている姿なんて想像できないぞ、俺。
Just because she can keep it in doesn't mean she can't be smiling or laughing or happy.
いや、そういうのではなくてだな。お前が笑ってるのを見て笑っていたのだが、なんだ、気がついてなかったのか。
Interesting. She was smiling when she saw me smile?
あのさ、それ、俺のことをバカにしてるってことなんだろうか。
Yeah, probably not.
なるほど。また珍妙な解釈をする。
That is an odd way to interpret that.
ま、 そのあたりは己で悩め。何事も自問することより始まるのだ。カツ。
With his usual comments, he leaves laughing.
なんだあいつ。
He leaves me with only suggestive comments. At least say goodbye to me, you idiot. Tough. Not even a goodbye. Let's just end it here. We could possibly get through the night, but if something happens, there's no reason to risk it. And I don't know what's going on with the night training. Okay. So, I know I've never really called an episode a bad episode, but I gotta say this was another really good one. I personally am going to say this again, but I'm very intrigued by Illya's story, right? I don't know what they're gonna do with her. Maybe they don't do anything special, right? But I once again see the potential for it to be something interesting. And her relationship with Shirou is interesting in the sense that she's already calling him an older brother, right? I'm pretty sure that's what she's saying. And it just seems like she really wants somebody to be with her or like care about her, right? And she doesn't even seem to care that much about the Holy Grail War. She just seems to be like, yeah, I'll just kill everyone, I guess, because my grandfather wanted me to, right? Like, that's kind of what she feels like. So I feel like there's a non-zero chance that we could just talk her out of it. I don't know how easy that would be, but there's also the chance that we just blew our shot by saying we wouldn't be her servant. Therefore, in her eyes, she might interpret that as we won't stay with her forever. Maybe that means we didn't really care, right? But maybe we can talk sense into her and be like, well, I'm the one who went to the park. Like, I went out of my way to meet you again. Like, I do care about you in a sense. Just can't be with you forever and always, right? Like, I got my own life, but we'll see what they do with her. I'm intrigued. Cautiously optimistic. So we had that. We also had the conversation with Archer, which was really interesting. I feel like that the conversation with Archer is probably what represents one of the more interesting things about Shirou's characterization to me. How he desperately wants to be this hero, and he knows, right, like, it doesn't work like that. Like, he can't just save everyone. And he knows that, and people are telling him that. But he looks at Kiritsugu, who in his eyes was able to. And he looks to him, right, and is like, I want to be like him. Right? And I do feel like Archer's saying, it's gonna come crumbling down eventually. And we have to see if he'll stick with his convictions even then. I'm very interested in seeing that. All in all, another really good episode. I think I'm going to force myself to take a day or two off from Fate for now, because this is episode 10. Seems like, 10 episodes in a row, decent stopping point. Just want to take a day or two off to avoid any burnout. I'm not feeling burned out, but I also didn't feel burned out when I played Linear Bounded Phoenogram on the channel, and I got really burned out of nowhere, and did not play that game for like weeks or months at a time. And that's why it took me so long to beat that game. Or finish that game, excuse me. But I definitely don't want that happening again, so I'll just take probably a day or two off. Like, I might even record an episode in that time, but I don't want to upload. I just want to set that now. We'll do... I don't know if I'll do 1 or 2 days off. I hadn't thought that far ahead, actually. So, yeah, I'm going to take a day or two off from uploading. And if I record, that's fine, because I can take that day or two off whenever I feel like it. It allows me to get ahead if I want to, or just take a day off and avoid any potential burnout. because burnout is a very real thing. So I just figured I'd let you guys know that in advance. Sorry if you guys were looking forward to another upload tomorrow, or possibly even the next day. But I will see you guys in a few days. Hopefully, that is. Hopefully you guys will come back to the next video. Peace.